Hello guys, karibuni ndani ya Soccer Connect, your number 1 football analysis show. Ndani ya 254 tutakuwa tukiround up na kuwind up the Afcon preview leo na group E na F. I'm your host Havigas Carlsberg,
Gabriel Khan.
Yes, Vincenzo de Paul hapa.
Yes, so without further ado, I think we'll get right into it. Group E, Vincenzo tupatie group E.
Group E.
Zako za KCC. Patie group E.
Haya. Uzuri mziki kufanya exam. Tunisia. Tuko na Tunisia, Mali, South Africa na Namibia.
Group Tunisia, Mali, South Africa,
Namibia, yeah.
Yes.
Group F. Hata nikale, hata ulipata F kwa langu ulipata suspend, ulipewa go for good.
Ndio for mtu.
Ni drop out. Ama kwa nini yake ina river road. Anyway, group F, Morocco, DR Congo, Zambia na ndugu zetu kutoka TZ, Tanzania.
Yeah. So I think we will get right into group E. Namibia.
Yeah.
Namibia nickname yao ni the Brave Warriors.
Yes, they are always brave.
Yes.
Sisi kama at least for the first time tunapata jina yenye aikaribia
yes.
Animal.
Alafu if Eriksen was an African.
Yeah.
Haizi chezea Namibia.
Christian Eriksen.
Johanna Roa. Anyway, Namibia, the Brave Warriors. So this will be their 4th ever Afcon appearance and the first since 2019. So wamejaribu recent years, but wamekuwa na kahitch kidogo. But pia hao ni whipping boys, in all the Afcon appearances. Wamekuwa eliminated group stage. So wanakujanga tu kuparticipate.
Yeah.
Hao ni participants tu. Hawajawahi win Afcon game as well. So 2 draws na 7 losses in their last 9 appearances. Na their aim itakuwa kupata that first win at least. Waweze kuwa competitive kiasi, at least wasikuwe tu wanakam na warudi.
Yeah, true.
Yes, Vincenzo.
Yeah. I think Namibia, this is their time. If they can't get something kwa group, because si group ikai ngumu sana kwao, South Africa and the rest. Si wakijaribu they can get something, at least a win or two. Mjua uzuri wa Afcon ama this kind of group stage, one win and one draw uko kwa mafuta.
Yes.
Uko somewhere. So watangangana tu. Yeah.
Yes, Gabriel Khan, your thoughts on Namibia?
Yeah. I think ini ile story tu ya kawaida, underdogs. I think sidhani wako na anything to give. Ukiangalia their squad profile and their record, their status. So maybe I think itakuwa to the same story, losses and draws for them. Sidhani wako na so much to give ama anything to offer at all.
Yes, cause ukiongezea hapo kwa whatever you're saying, ni ukiangalia group wako na wazoefu, wako na regular Afcon regulars hapo in Tunisia, Mali.
Yeah.
South Africa pia si regulars vile, but they are a good African side.
Yeah.
So this will be kutakuwa na game hapa, despite Namibia have also watacheza na South Africa. Na wamekuwa wakicheza na South Africa in 2 of their 3 Afcon appearances. So hii ni rematch tena. Tumeona hii Afcon itakuwa na a few rematches in these editions, na zote zilikuwa group stages. Namibia pia wako na shida, hawana CAF ama FIFA approved stadium za kuchezea their games. So wamekuwa wakichezea away. So meaning pia preparation yao imekuwa na hiccups kidogo. Na for them, I must credit them to qualify, because for them kuchezea home games away ni shida. But on a positive note, despite all this, wamemanage kupiga Cameroon in the qualifying. Game yao ilichezewa South Africa as a home game. Na wali draw away in Yaounde, and one of the biggest newspapers in Namibia called the Namibian Sun waliandika Cameroon ho, bring on Brazil. So walipata kiburi. Ukiangalia pia one of the major reasons why Namibia imequalify ni because Kenya ilikuwa disqualified. So Namibia ilikuwa wrong side, ilikuwa kwa group moja na Cameroon. So ilikuwa straight shootout between Namibia to Cameroon. I think ilikuwa obvious tu ata qualify, so ilikuwa straight shootout between Namibia na Zimbabwe, and Namibia is the better team of course. So Kenya ilifanya, we know the problems za Kenya and why they were disqualified. So suspension haikuwa lifted 2 weeks before the match qualifiers. Kenya ikakuwa eliminated, making the group of 3. So Kenya suspension, as mentioned, imestem from government interference after Kenya Sports Ministry disbanded the FKF, Kenya's football governing body, after alleged misappropriation
of funds.
Yeah, so as mentioned earlier, preparation yao imekuwa na ups and down. Payments za bonuses na nini, transportation zimeleta shida. So it's in Afcon. This is a regular occurrence because this is Afcon. Hii mambo ya kawaida. And their coach Benjamin, so who will be taking them, is a true legend. Anaitwa Colin Benjamin, true legend ya Namibian football. Was part of each of the 3 Namibian squads to qualify in the previous appearances. So experience ya ground, local problems, local solutions, as we said in this tournament. He also a distinguished title of being the only Namibian to ever play in the Champions League.
Yeah.
During his time in Hamburg in Germany. MVP Vincenzo De Paul.
Yes.
MVP na player to watch.
MVP, I think MVP na bado player to watch. Is the same player. He's a player, he's a striker, he's a forward playing for South African side, Mamelodi Sundowns. Anaitwa Peter Shalulile. Yes, Peter Shalulile is a good striker. He's one of those strikers wamesaidia in Mamelodi Sundowns in their recent success. They have been overtaking the African football for some time now. Yes. For like the last decade wamekuwa a very good side, a very dominant side. So ukiangalia on the international scene, Peter scored 16 goals for the senior national team, the last being in Namibia's Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Burundi in 20th June last year. So he has been performing since he's under 19 akiwa kwa squad ya Namibia. Yeah, and his development imekuwa
splendid sana.
Somehow like he was like a superstar from his time when he was a kid now to
Starboy.
Yeah, actually he's one of those players when you retire, I think they will be a legend they will be called legends for their country.
Yes, Gabriel Khan, do you have anything to add on Namibia ama umesema tu ataenda hivyo?
Ataenda tu hivyo. Same story hapo.
Okay, so I think we'll move on to the second team in that group. Wazoefu sana in this competition. Mali, nickname Les Aigles. At least that's one French name I know how to pronounce. Katasi. So here ni Les Aigles, meaning the Eagles. So we'll see if they'll be soaring high kwa hii tournament. But they usually try au fika quarters and in and around hapo. Mali have had a very inconsistent Afcon performances across their last 8. Well, they have crashed out in group stages 4 times and been knocked out in the last 16 in the last 2. So Eric Sekou Chelle, their head coach, also a former Mali captain. So there is a trend this season. Wameamua to go for local solutions. Most of these coaches ni former captains.
I think one or two teams peke yake tumesoma wenye si Egypt, I think Egypt na Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast pia Koloturi ako kama assistant coach, so yes. You understand.
Wameamua to solve the problem locally.
Yeah.
So
better.
Mali are the second highest scorers in qualifying, but finding goals itakuwa issue kwa tournament due to their star forward Ibrahima Kone anachezea Almeria in Spain, and his deputy Atalanta forward Bilal Toure. So attack yao unaona iko na wase seasoned at least at the highest level, because that's very nice having players playing for such teams. And that as in every time I see these things naelewa kwa nini Kenya sisi sasa striker wetu ndio wanacheza Dubai na fundi wa stima kama ni Qatar sasa uko na fundi wa stima na dereva wa forklift. So we can't get to this level because
tunachukua football kama part time.
Yes, they also have an injury crisis. Check Dukure wa Crystal Palace, very good, linked with Liverpool. Loans fullback Loans ndio ile mnaita lens.
Ni loans. Nani ashaita lens?
Ndio ile mnaita lens.
Lens hii ilipiga Arsenal Champions League.
Loans fullback Masadio Haidara na former Southampton winger Musa Jenepo. So wako na few injuries na hawa ni big players for them, especially at the African level, cause hawa wanaweza kuwa game changers. Mali pia wako na one of the best midfielders na midfields in general in the competition. Yves Bissouma, Kamuri Doumbia wa Brest in France, Amadou Haidara player wa Vini wa RB Leipzig, na Mohamed Kamara wa Monaco. So it's a very established midfield. Mali, they look very strong in that department. Na mind you, Abdoulaye Doucouré aliturn down call up ndio wasaidie Everton to fight relegation.
Okay.
So give us your MVP for Mali, Gabriel Khan.
Yves Bissouma.
Mimi namuitanga Yves.
Acha mchezo.
So muhimu ni mawasiliano.
Yes.
So hata mimi I think I'll go for Yves Bissouma. Vincenzo De Paul tupatie one to watch hapo.
I think Amadou Haidara, my favorite player.
Favorite.
Yeah, Amadou Haidara is one of those good, or let's say he's one of those good midfielders in Europe. And if he can get something and at least perform very well, they might go somewhere. Maybe. Though Mali hajakuwa perform vizuri sana for the past hizo tournaments zimepita like 4-5, so I don't really see, because ni hapa tunaambia kweli, I don't really see Mali going anywhere anyway. Yeah. So hata sipochunga this group, they might even fail to qualify in the next round unless maybe wanaanza number 3.
I think it's too early. I'll want to see each team at least play a game.
No, but it's better to be bold and have your prediction now.
It's fine to have your opinion, but
mimi nitangoja nione at least a game or two.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yes. So Premier League representation. Now before that, Mali kuna one player, emerging talent, attacking midfielder RB Salzburg kule Austria, Nene Dogeles. So let's see if kama ata light up the competition.
Yeah.
Yes. Now Premier League representation pia iko hapa Mali, one of the highest levels the league in the world. Yves Bissouma na Boubacar Traore wa Wolves. Anyway, we move on to the South Africa.
Yes, South Africa.
Nickname
Bafana. Yes. Yeah. So Bafana literally translation to the boys, but actually meaning come on boys or go boys. Yes. Yeah. So South Africa won the 1996 edition of Afcon as hosts, beating Tunisia 2-0 in the final, but they are yet to make their mark in the subsequent 9 Afcon tournaments. Yeah.
Wamekuwa duni sana.
Yeah, wamekuwa hajakuwa since then hajakuwa wakimake it even to the finals. Yeah, so in 1993, our beloved country, yes, Kenya, was actually chosen to be the host of 1996 Afcon.
Yes.
But mambo ilichemka, siasa kiangililia, serikali obviously as usual, hata venye hiyo mambo ya mesema hiyo Kenya kukosa kuwa hiyo group ya Namibia, yeah, government kwa involved. I think ina interfere in a lot of, especially sports wise. So napata.
Yes, I think just to clarify, Kenya was actually chosen to be the host in 1996 Afcon. Later it was reported that Kenya's late former president Moise Kanu government was reluctant to construct new stadia needed in Nairobi and Mombasa in mistaken belief that the 96 Afcon would make the opposition popular among the Kenyan masses. So to politicize the whole situation, as Vinny alikuwa ana explain. So hiyo mambo ya took back and forth, to and fro, we ended up losing. And the CAF president of your time, Issa Hayatu, confirmed that President Moi personally wrote to him confirming that Kenya will not be hosting the Continental Showpiece. Subsequently, Kenya ilikuwa banned from the next 2 Afcon tournaments. So having confirmed that, mambo ya Kenya tulisema hatutaguza. We will just have a whole show ya 9 hours.
Yeah.
Tukiongelelea shida za Kenya. So Vincenzo, continue telling us about you.
Yeah, Bafana.
Yes.
So almost like I've seen like 10 players from Mamelodi Sundowns are in Bafana squad. So his squad currently play for almost squad mzima they currently play for Mamelodi Sundowns at least
Actually,
3/4,
yes, more than half.
more than half.
Yes.
They play for Mamelodi Sundowns, who have been the most venye nakwambia dominant club in South African football over the last decade, winning titles everywhere.
8 out of the last 10.
And even the continental trophies.
Yeah, continental trophies.
Actually the latest one, the African Football League, hiyo ilikuwa introduced na
Yes.
Gianni Infantino. They are the first people, or the first team to win it. Yeah, so I think they are good to go. Now if kama hiyo side obviously ina perform, if they can translate that performance to the national team, it might be perfect for them.
Yes. Hapa so wanasema South Africa, Hugo Boss has molded the team around the Sundowns, as Vincenzo wanasema, just to clarify, and he was quoted saying international football is about results, and there isn't long time to be in camp with these players because wanatoka from all over. So if you've got players featuring at the high level already, you are the one who's supposed to adapt to them. And the Hugo Bruce is a manager with full vast experience.
Yeah, CV yake iko sawa.
Ali coach Cameroon, winning them their Afcon title, their 5th Afcon title in 2017. Pia walitumia a lot of local players, if you can remember.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
The Stars walikuwa wameringa, wamestrike.
Kina the one of them is Joel Matip kwenye maringa mpaka saa hii.
Yes, so he used very local players and Cameroon surprised the continent.
Yeah.
So he has only selected 23 out of an allocated 27, claiming he prefers to work with a smaller squad. But uchunguzi yetu hapa Soka Connect.
Ndio story ya Jaba.
Yes, hiyo ni story ya Jaba because ni mambo na budget na restrictions za SAFA.
Yeah.
South African Football Association.
FIFA ya huko.
So
Yeah.
that's the true reason wako restricted na limited budget. So they don't want to take so many people. Alafu kwanza kukuwa na shida wengine sijui wamelala wapi. And then Vincenzo, Afcon being Afcon, wacha tuanze na Gabriel Khan on this one. Lyle Foster ali withdraw, akasema he's battling mental health issues, so ata miss tournament, but I see him play for Burnley.
And even recently he played for Burnley, like yesterday.
Jana. So former South Africa captain and their most capped player Aaron Mokoena had a different take on the matter. I'll be giving you the exact quotes shortly, but give me your thoughts on hiyo mambo ya Lyle Foster, Gabriel Khan.
I think it's all a matter of hiyo kukua in hiyo kwenda back and forth na the international duty being anachezea Europe. Tunajua basically players wanachezea Europe kikuja in small countries, kuna hizo conditions and stuff. I saw it some other time happening with I can't remember the name. He plays for Wolves. Lamina. Yeah,
Mario Lamina.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Saying akona shida na mental health, but basically it's because the team I perform, so anaona there's no need to come to waste time yet, you can do something better. I think it's hiyo ndio inakuanga one of the main reason. Yeah, so
yes, Vincenzo, we've seen it sana so much because hata jana tukikava Angola tuliona Mbalanzola.
Yeah.
Jina ya sound kama ya Makueni. Tuliona alipia turn down.
Ni akisema position yake anazaenda.
Anaweza kuja Afcon.
Anaweza kuja pa Afcon mwenyewe.
Shota anawaambia hii kitu naweza kuja huko kufanya hii kitu yenye si ya maana, nipoteze kitu ya maana sana huko.
So just something I told you like is most of these injuries zenye unasikia timu player apata injury, so as enda Afcon ama ziza timu yake Afcon na injury ni 3 weeks. So of which means that in 3 weeks nearly Afcon iishe. It's like yani ana try to deny to
bima kajua timu yake hizi enda past round of 16.
I think the only team is scare any issues. I think Egypt na Senegal peke yake.
Senegal, Morocco.
Na Morocco. Yani they are
stable. Established yes.
I don't know why players wanna be hivyo by there, but it's very saddening. It's not good at all. Ni just be kama ushaamua kuchezea nchi yako, just play for it.
Yeah, so kienda hapa kwa quotes, former South African captain.
Yes.
Na most capped player alisema exact quote and quote, I fail to understand how he continues to play for Burnley in a high pressure environment but can't come to play for his country. Kiendelea na hiyo quote akisema, what pains me is that we don't know if this was Foster's decisions or the clubs, and I believe hapo wako na point. If it is his decision, then he shouldn't have come to play for the country. If he doesn't want to play for the country anymore, he must be bold enough to say it. It's up to this boy to tell us. So of course nikumaanisha it's an ongoing conversation in South Africa.
True.
And Vincenzo de Paul, this being your country, unaonanga Sundowns sana, give us
Mamelodi Sundowns is one of my favorite teams in Africa. Yes, of course, after Gor Mahia. So my MVP and all, of course the player to watch is one of those talented players in Africa we have in Africa. He's one of the best players we have in Africa, and he's an attacking midfielder for the South African side, Mamelodi Sundowns. He's actually the KDB of that league, or the KDB of Africa. Yeah, so Mamelodi Sundowns MVP aitwa Themba Zwane. Yes, the captain of Mamelodi Sundowns. So South African professional soccer player. He's a South African soccer player. Anachezea Mamelodi Sundowns and he's a midfielder. So he's one of the best of all time in Premier League era in South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, and being the key player and playmaker for Mamelodi for more than like 5-6 years. Yeah. So he's won even the accolades. He's a PFA Player of the Year, the Premier League Player of the Season in South Africa. So he's one of those players to watch, and he might take Bafana to some levels yenye hako natarajia. Same to the striker, Pasitao, who plays for Al Ahly. Yeah, so ukiona timu yao, they have one of those players or one of those players that is the best team in Africa, and almost 10 of those players when you are one of the best team in Africa. So they have quality in their squad.
Yes.
To put them forward and get something in this tournament.
Yes. And maybe one more player to watch in the South African squad as well ni Teboho Mokoena, plays for Mamelodi Sundowns as well. So we'll keep an eye to on what happens, but they look like wako na very well knit unit, local based players. So I wish them well, because me wako na shida nyingi, so I wish them well. Sitaki more drama on their end. So we go on to the last team in that group, Tunisia. Hawa ni wazoefu sana in this tournament. Their nickname the Carthage Eagles. So leo tumeona Eagles, hawa ni Eagles wa pili so far. Carthage Eagles, winners on home soil in 2014 after beating Morocco in 2-1 in 2014. So hao pia wako fiti. Na ni wazoefu wanakonga kwa ito na I really miss them. This is their 16th consecutive qualification. Their Afcon and their 21st Afcon overall. So 16 times always qualifying. Yes, ni kama ile time Arsenal ilikuwa ina qualify top 4 every year. Hadi ikakuwa ni kama it's a trophy for Arsenal to make top 4. So they've reached quarterfinals in 9 out of their last 10 editions. Hapo ndo uzoefu inaingilia, winning only 4 of these last 8 matches. So ni wazoefu at least around past knockout. So group stage you can comfortably bet on them kutoka, but they'll hope to avoid kupatana na Burkina Faso, ile timu unadharau vini. They have eliminated them at the quarterfinal stage thrice, 1998, 2017 na 2021. And coach wao alisema this being his first Afcon, hajawahi cheza football professionally, but akona managerial career fiti ranging over 20 years, and he's not liked so much nyumbani. Kuna issues. So Jalel Kadri has boldly predicted that the minimum the Tunisian public should expect is a semi-final finish. So imeweka pressure asipopata hiyo. Yeah, apparently it looks like it might be sacked. Amejiwekea pressure. Yeye ni kama unajua ile mimi nasemanga I trust my hustle so much. I asked my landlord to double my rent. So ndio jamaa. So this will be the third Afcon in a row where Tunisia play Mali versus Tunisia in Afcon 2021. Also ndio ile fixture yetu tulikuwa tunatafuta juzi. This is the fixture in which referee Jani Sikazwe from Zambia blew the full-time whistle in the 86th minute. Too much confusion. Play resumed shortly only for him to blow the whistle again 90th minute. Tena players wakatoka pitch, tena wakaitwa, but Tunisia players walikataa kurudi. The then coach Monda Kebayer giving the most Afcon reason of all time. Players walikuwa washaoga, so there is no way wangerudi kucheza tena. So I think nitaachia hapo. I'll only give the MVP for Tunisia, one of my favorite Afcon players wenye nimeona. Actually nilikuwa nadhania retire because ni mzee, is 35 I think. Youssef Msakni is a forward, captain and striker playing for Al Arabi in Qatar. One to watch, Mantasar Talbi, center back playing for Lorient. Wawekezaji ni Lorient. Hizi ni zile moja zinajua kupronounce. So lazima ni shine. Lorient in French Ligue 1. Nimeharibika. Premier League representation, Anis Ben Slimane of Sheffield United, Hannibal Mejbri of course mwenye sahi ameenda loan Sevilla, but parent club ni Man United. He was supposed to be there but he opted out of the squad. Endelee ku further his career. What's your thoughts on Tunisia kidogo before we move on to Group F?
I think hapo kwa MVP, I don't know, Wabi Kazri.
Yes, pia ni mzoefu.
He's actually the captain. He's one of those players lenye ufai kuwasahau ama kuwa write off in a game. They can do anything. I think he's one of those players wenye Tunisia wanategemea sana in their past and present and for future. Yeah, though pia miaka pole sisi miaka sisi future pia ni hapo bado ni future. Kesho ni future. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Lakini Afrika unajua unaingia prime ukiwa 32.
Unaanza upya.
Yes, Gabriel Khan, do you have anything to add on Tunisia?
Sina much. I think they're one of the good teams. Kama they usually qualify to the quarters. So it says a lot about the squad and the management. So I think to expect much, and especially from the manager's comment. Yes. So itakuwa push to the squad. Juna believe pia watapush. And the few representations from Europe.
Yes, so wako na uzoefu sana in this tournament. I'll be following them cleanly. So there is also a former Arsenal Academy graduate in Tunisia. So they have a good representation. Aitwa Omar Rekik is a center back. I'll watch and see if he'll be playing. So Group F preview, Zambia. Polo. They really entertained watu in Afcon 2012.
Yeah.
They really entertained people.
I think the one of those great tournaments, sama Afcon the tournaments design. Ile unapata underdog. Yes. Anaenda mpaka ashinde the title. Yeah. All the dark horses. Just go on mpaka ashinde. So I think watu walifurahia.
Now of course we can't mention them winning bila ku mention one of the most experienced Afcon coaches. Javi Renard ndio alikuwa nao hiyo time.
Yes.
So Zambia Chipolopolo inamaanisha the Copper Bullets. At least something different for once from these names. Copper mining, of course, what was social studies. This was a major economic activity in Zambia. So when we get into the football side, the last time Zambia won a match at Afcon was when they won the 2012 final.
God.
Versus Ivory Coast. They were unfancied kama to Greece Euro 2004.
Yeah.
Those who know. And it was a bitter pill to swallow for the Côte d'Ivoire since they hadn't conceded a single goal during the entire tournament. Mpaka kwa hiyo penalty shootout versus Zambia. So full credit to their then manager and African football legend, of course, Javi Renard. Two-time Afcon winner with Zambia and Ivory Coast. So your time Zambia was playing some good football. I can remember Kina Felix Katongo and the rest. They really played well. Zambia have exited the group stage of the following two tournaments after their win and failed to qualify for the next 3 editions. They are now back for the first time since 2015 and are coached by former Chelsea manager, terrorist, Avram Grant, who is also not a stranger to African football. Alifikisha Ghana Afcon final in 2015 na semis in 2017. So thoughts upon Zambia?
Zambia, okay. They're not the favorites, and they can't be they can't pull another dark horse thing again. So I'm not even fancying them anymore. Though I think some of those players wenye wako sahi, the likes of Akinole, Striker Wala sister, can do some good things, but I really don't think they can go anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, Gabriel, can thoughts on Zambia? Do you think wanaweza pull that dark horse thing again?
I think ilikuwa too streak of luck pale kidogo, but I think hizo ni vitu zina happen once inakuwa history.
Yes.
Itakuwa tu same case, underdog and group stage maybe.
Uone hata wakipenya ndio group stage. Ndio sasa kuna third best.
No, kuna third, yeah, maybe sasa ifanyike. But you never know.
Because wakona coach experienced, and I think I don't expect much from them, to be honest. And kuna mahali inaweza leta shida ya matamshi kidogo. Commentators need to be keen. Zambia have a midfielder who plays Zambian top flight for Zesco United, Kelvin Kapumbu. Wasikuwe confused between Kelvin Kapumbu na Kelvin Kampamba. So we'll wait and see. And then MVP of course ni Patson Daka. One to watch ni Lamek Banda, winger for Lecce in Italian Serie A. They also have a defender, Stopila Sunzu, huyu ni wa kitambo namjua, a CB who is only remaining member of the victorious 2012 Afcon squad, and he is partnered in defense by Frankie Musonda, the only player in the squad not born in Zambia.
So by then alikuwa 23 years old, huyu jamaa.
Yes. Namjua alikuwa na dread hiyo time nini. Ndio alikuwa Ramos wa hiyo Zambia hiyo time.
Mpaka sasa yeye anaexist. Ile zote zilikuwa goalkeeper ma defend.
Yes. Hapo unajua ni Afcon utaipiga tu. Ni uzoefu tu, deep block, transition.
Ni babaru kwa fit. Afcon buru kwa fit. Sawa. Good to go.
So tuende kwa DR Congo.
Yeah.
Nickname the Leopards. Tumerudi kwa the common wild animal nicknames.
Sasa wale tu ile AFC. Wamaliza na Leopards.
Yes, so they are home to a large population of African leopards, so they identify with the animal as a country. So Congo is one of the major participants in Afcon history, having participated in 19 editions of all Afcon tournaments and winning the title twice, 68 as Congo Kinshasa and 74 as Zaire. Their most recent success ilikuwa finishing third in 2015. Since the turn of the century, yaani tangu 2000, wamekuwa na 3 group stage exits, failed to qualify for 3 consecutive tournaments between 2008 and 2012, round of 16 exit in 2019 versus Madagascar, and not qualifying in the 2021 edition. So all this coincide, as in failure yao coincide na the decline of Congolese football.
Yeah.
Akina TP Mazembe and the like. So when they went down, Congo pia ikashuka.
Yeah, especially because TP Mazembe was one of the hottest teams. I remember those days.
Yes.
Remember those days nikicheza TP Mazembe. Anyway, that's hiyo ni joke. TP Mazembe Vita ni one of those clubs yenye ziko na even the continental trophies wako nazo, and they've been good teams.
They've played even at the Club World Cup
level. Club World Cup level. So I think the reason of decline here ya DR Congo, I think inaweza kuwa mainly measured by the clubs playing for their league.
Yes,
because of course those top clubs, if come on a perform, everything will run smooth. Yeah, so that's why I expect easily clubs, especially up Africa, zenye leagues zao ziko strong, and the clubs zenye wanachezea pia ziko sawa, they will go on and perform. Yes. Especially if the local players are more into the squad.
Yes. So they have a new manager, Sebastian Desabre. Bring back hope to the nation, exemplified by their qualifying campaign where they finished top of the group. Congo pia wana boast enviable attack. Simon Banza, current top scorer in Liga Portugal. Silas Mvupa wa Stuttgart. Brentford's Johan Wissa na Cedric Bakambu, now at Galatasaray after coming out of international retirement, and Fiston Kalala. So wako na wazoefu sana hapo mbele.
Bakambu alikuwa Villarreal.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
formerly of Yanga FC, Fiston Kalala, now at Pyramids FC in Egypt. MVP Theo Bogonda, winger number 10 at Spartak Moscow, and nicknamed the Congolese Messi. I'll be very keen to watch him. Africa ndio mahali unaweza pata mtu anaitwa Messi na anatumia right foot. One to watch. Silas Mvupa, as we've mentioned hapo juu, and they have a Premier League representation, Johan Wissa. Yeah, so tuende hapa kando, tu hapa chini Bongo, Tanzania.
Madada zetu na madugu zetu.
Yes, nickname Taifa Stars ama Kilimanjaro Stars.
I think this is the most boring
nickname nyingine yenye pia wasafi. Hiyo ni nickname wasafi. So, after waiting 40 years to reappear at the Afcon tournament following their 1980 debut, the investment and the growth of the Tanzanian game has led to a second appearance in the last 3 editions and third overall. Wase when you watch local football sana, they really big up Tanzanian football.
Like
they are doing everything so well.
Of course, me, I'm a fan of Tanzanian league, so I think because I do always watch some of those games, yes. Especially Simba na Yanga and Azam, so I'm a fan of them. Yeah.
So speaking of Simba and Yanga, the Tanzanian Premier League is one of the most vibrant, with exciting atmospheres, football and players, kila kitu, thanks to Simba and Yanga, of course. Yeah. The banter on social media is top notch. The fans and the way they create that atmosphere,
especially the derby, Kariako derby. Yeah.
So despite this, the quality in the Taifa Stars is still some distance from matching the league's output, because the league's very best players ni imports. So clubs huko zina generate good money, zinaweza afford kulipa foreigners, so foreigners ndio wamejaa. And hata Kenya, we have an history of Kenyan players playing there, the likes of Alan Wanga, Humphrey Mieno, John Baraza, George Blackberry Odhiambo, Francis Kahata,
Joash Onyango, Kenneth Muguna.
Yes, ni wengi, wezi maliza. And the nation's 2 club giants are also credible forces on the African club scene. Yanga wa last season African Confederation Cup final, walifika kwa finali ya last season ya Confederation Cup, which ni equivalent to the second tier ya CAF competition, club competitions.
Yeah, and also nani walifika semis, Simba. Yes. Walifika semis ya CAF Champions League, if you can remember very well. Yeah.
So Yanga lost to Algerian side USM Alger.
Yeah.
So MVP wa Tanzania, Vincenzo De Paul, do you have any idea? I don't have a name. Ya kutuwatch MVP.
John Boko. John Boko is
retiring.
John Boko is a legend bana, eh? He's one of those strikers. Niweza kumwatch akicheza Azam, Simba. So actually saya ako Simba. So he's one of the greatest.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see John Boko what he does. Mimi mtu wangu mwenye nilikuwa najua ni Mbwana Samata. Yes, so sahi amezeeka.
Ifika Mbwana Samata amezeeka, what about John Boko?
John Boko nilikuwa namuona hadi Sekafa. John Boko ni mtambo.
So unaona yeye miaka kina Mbwana Samata alikuwa na shine akiwa TV Mazembe. So time sasa Mazembe sasa ilikuwa form vizuri sasa.
Yeah, anyway, let's wait and see. Let's move to Morocco, the final team in this group.
Yeah.
And one of the favorites, one of Africa's top teams, top 3, top 4. So their nickname is the Atlas Lions. And the first African side to reach World Cup semi-final.
Yes.
The neutrals favorite, the team in most form heading into this competition.
But though they are outambui walimess kidogo going to walijisahau na hiyo success yao ya World Cup, wakadhani hao si Afrika anyway, but that's how when ilikuwa
ikakuwa makosa. They know what they are saying, so easy as going coincidences. Despite all this, they have a poor record in Afcon, only winning it once in 1976. They reached the final in 2004 in Tunis, but lost to the host and have only managed 4 semi-finals in the last 20 appearances. So majorly hii resurgence yao ni ya last few years. Walid Regragui, CAF Coach of the Year 2023, will be a very key man to their success. Alikuwa part of Morocco team that reached the 2004 Afcon final and was in the team in 2006 when they exited the group stage. Teammate alikuwa Marwane Chamak of Arsenal, so they played together. Should he win this tournament, Regragui atakuwa only the second man in history alongside Egypt's Mohamed El Gouhari to win the Africa Champions League and Afcon as a coach. So Regragui, for clarification, alishinda Champions League as manager of Wydad Casablanca.
Yes, miamba wa soka.
21-22, one of the biggest teams in Africa.
Yes.
Egypt are African royalty, it's well known. Algeria pia ni waliwin juzi, they are starting to come up tena in 2019. So Moroccan football fans will want to hope that their time is coming because their fellow North Africans wamekuwa na a good show at the continental stage. And in Qatar, the most recently concluded World Cup, Atlas Lions were content na combining minimal possession style ya play. Walikuwa na very minimum possession, afu wana break sana, very dangerous break, and walikuwa na average 37.8%, the sixth lowest in the tournament. So the ngoma hapa sasa ni at Afcon au ni favorites au si underdogs kama wale
ni favorites.
So hivyo ndio watakuwa wanachezewa. Wenye walikuwa wanacheza, that's how teams will set up against them. So they have to find a way of dominating games.
True.
Yeah, so before tuende kwa MVP, anything to touch on
Morocco?
Yes.
I think Morocco hii Afcon hao ndio wanaenda kama au na Senegal wanaenda kama one of the favorites, one of the highest favorites, because ukiangalia hata kwa in terms of FIFA rankings and wako top in African list wako top, alafu then Senegal because of their performance ya FIFA World Cup bado hajasaulika mpaka sasa hii. Reaching semi-final is a very big step in let's say in life or in career as a footballer or as a country. Ni kitu, especially coming from a continent like Africa, wali achieve a very big thing. So I think they will love to win it, but itakuwa hard, but I wish they can reach a final this year. Yeah.
mimi sitaki washinde, so
Why?
I don't have much to say.
Why?
After those comments that they made, sitaki, I don't want them to see this. They don't feel they belong here, so they have no business wanting to win it. So I don't like them, but they are a good side, but I'll be on the other team. Ile team yote wanacheza na the other team. Yes, so MVP, they have a few, but of course their former Sevilla goalkeeper huwabeba sana. He makes a lot of saves in games to keep them in the game.
Ndio pia aliamua kwenda kuchota pesa Warabuni.
Yes, hii pia miaka imekubali, is over 32, 33, 34.
But kipo unapiga hata 45 anyway.
Yes, one to watch. Amin Adli, winger at Bayer Leverkusen, Premier League representation iko Naif Agad, West Ham.
The next player,
Sofian Amrabat.
Best CDM.
So I think we'll conclude our Afcon there.
MVP Hakimi.
Mimi may go for Yasin Bono, is the one who carries the team.
Not Hakimi.
No.
Ashraf.
Yeah, so I think we'll conclude there. So thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
Soccer Connect.
Yeah, where the game comes alive.